Ramblin man here. I'm sorry for the sun. It's a little bit bright out here, but I really wanted to talk to you about this. This is crazy. Okay, so if you watched my video yesterday, also if you watched anything on the news, you would have saw that Kamala went to Guatemala. Kamala to Guatemala. Well, she gets there and she has all those signs telling her to go home, mind your own business, that type of thing, right? Well, the president of Guatemala, got my sidekick here, the president of Guatemala turns around and says this is the Biden administration's fault because they're encouraging the surge that's happening. So after that, and some people will paint the picture of, well, she's trying to get to the root cause, right? But really, it was like a dog with his tail tucked between his legs when Kamala was giving her speech. She was talking to the Guatemalan people. And she was talking about, for all of the folks living in this region, talking about Guatemala, do not come. Do not make that treacherous travel, that dangerous travels to the border. Do not make that travel. Do not come to the U.S. border if you're an undocumented migrant, because if you come to the border, I believe you will be turned back. Now, where is that anywhere in everything that they've been saying already? There's never been anything like that. It's always like, oh, we'll accept you, come on across. Why is she saying that? Well, if you ask some of her constituents, they'll tell you that it's because she's trying to get to the root cause, okay? But let me tell you what AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, okay? AOC said, this is very disappointing. People should be able to come to the border and seek asylum. If they make it to the border, then they should be allowed in and to be able to seek asylum. Then, when Lou Holt from NBC had asked Kamala about visiting the border, when are you going to visit the border? She said, we have been to the border. And he goes, you haven't been to the border. And she said, mind you, she said, well, I haven't been to Europe either, but I guess I don't understand what you're getting at, or understand why you're questioning that. And here's my thing. She knows what he's asking. And she just doesn't want to address the fact that she hadn't been to the border because it doesn't want to look like she hadn't been doing her job. Now, the thing is, when she's trying to get, to the border and everything, I say that. She's trying to get to the border. She's not even trying to get to the border. She's going down to Central America to get it at the root cause, right? So her whole thing is she wants to go down there, and the things that she wants to stop are chronic poverty and chronic corruption and chronic hunger. All right, so hunger comes with the fact that they're dealing with poverty, and poverty, let me just tell you, the only way you're going to be able to fix those things, hunger and poverty, is to throw money at it. But here's the problem. You're dealing with chronic corruption. Well, what happens with a corrupt country? If you give money to that country to feed their people, if they're corrupt, why are they going to feed their people? What do they have that's going to benefit them by doing that? Nothing. So you're not going to be able to fix it that way. You're not going to be able to fix something that's happened for 10, 20 years, right? Well, then let me tell you. Here's the crazy part. You have this guy, Representative Raul Ruiz. He's from California. Surprise, surprise. Democrat. He said, we've already shown that the things that the Trump administration was doing, like the wall, doesn't work. Well, let's go into that real quick. The wall itself, Texas border has 1,400 miles of border, okay, or 1,260 or something like that, right? It's well over 1,200 miles. We only have 52 miles of the 30-foot walls built. Arizona has 400 miles of border, but they have 225 miles of wall, which slowed theirs down, because what happens is not everybody can make it over the wall. They got to throw ladders up and all kind of stuff. I had a friend working on the wall. So on the Mexico side, for that 5 foot of the Mexican side, it belongs to the U.S. And they have sensors, so anytime someone enters that, it sets off an alarm to let them know that there's people there, okay? Now, with that being said, this same moron, Raul Ruiz, said, well, we need to do something more on the technology part where we're able to, use more technology to stop all these things. Listen, I don't care how much technology you have, unless you have a drone that's blowing things up, how are you going to stop 6,000 people a day when you have a limited supply of 2,000 people all across the border that's trying to stop these, and they're coming in all different areas. The wall doesn't work because the wall's not there. If you had another 1,150 miles of that 30-foot wall, it stops it dramatically. You see people just walking through entrances. You see people right there on the border of on Texas border, and I know Texas the most because I'm from Texas, but you see them just coming across. How are you going to stop them whether you have technology or not? Unless you're zapping them or something. But you're talking about identifying. Okay, good. You can see them. Did you know we can see them with heat sensors as well? They do that. They use night optics. They use all kinds of different technology, but it doesn't stop an influx. If you have one person trying to stop 3 dogs from getting out in your yard, you can't stop 3 dogs by yourself. So if you're outnumbered 3 to 1 on a daily basis, if everybody's working, then how are you going to stop them? You're not. So that's stupid in itself. Addressing the root causes, you're not going to be able to stop this addressing the root causes. You need to finish the wall. You need to go after putting some things back into place. The fact that she said, when Kamala was talking, she said she's going to turn people back around. They haven't done that yet because they refuse to do that. Instead, they brought them over and they just have more and more of them. So here's the thing. And this guy, Raul Ruiz, right? He says, well, the Biden, I think it was one of the reporters asked this guy, is it that Biden's more inviting? Because that's what they say, is they feel like he's more welcoming. And he says, no, it's not that. It's just that Biden is more humane and professional, and Trump is mean and rules with hate and fear at the border. Well, let's be honest. Trump put into place that if you came across, you're getting returned back, and then you'd have to wait out. You give a court date, and they'll make you wait back in Mexico, and it could be a year waiting. So if that's mean, then so be it. You don't belong here because you're not legal. The humane part they're talking about is taking all these hundreds of kids, throw them all together, with COVID, without COVID, whatever, throw them all together and keep them there longer than they should be, and then take them all over the place. This guy also had the audacity to say, well, Biden's not like Trump in the fact that he doesn't split up families. Let me tell you how that works. If I'm a coyote or someone that wants to come over and I know I want to stay, all I have to do is bring my kid with me. And if I don't have a kid, I can get a kid. Somebody over here wants to have their kid go to America, but can't go, right? Can't afford it. So you know what? I'll send my kid. Meanwhile, along the way, they're getting raped and all kinds of other things. But regardless, if that kid doesn't even have any of that stuff happen to them, they're sent there with this person that has no relation to them. Are we DNA testing them when they come across? No, we're not doing that. So you can't tell me that these people that are coming across are all family. We're not going to split you up because this is my mom and my dad. That's what they're taught to say, right? This is my mom and my dad. Is it really? We don't know. And we're not testing to see, hey, is this their mom and dad? We just take their word for it. We're not going to split them up. Because why? Because the Biden administration won't do that, because we don't rule with hate or fear. Here's what I got to tell you. It's a real problem. Kamala hadn't been to the border, and she's going to dance around that all day. She's going to say she's going to Guatemala, which Guatemala blames the Biden administration for all the influx of people leaving anyway. So, and then now they're supposed to meet with Mexico. Who knows how that goes? We'll see. But I'm just telling you right now, if you think that Kamala's doing a great job and she's your queen, you're an idiot too. She is the dumbest thing. Oh, God, these people, I'm telling you, are pissing me off. Between Biden, Kamala, and then AOC is disappointed because she told them we're going to turn you back. AOC would just have everybody just come on. Come on, everybody. We'll pay all your taxes. Because I dang guarantee, oh, man, I can guarantee you we're not paying anything to these people and taking their taxes. We're just paying them under the table. Why? Because they're cheap labor. And then come in here and not pay taxes. They're taking all the money, sending it back to family, so it's not back in the economy, so we're losing money. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for the government. It's not good for our country. Prove me wrong. That's all I got to say, because I could go on this for hours. Kamala's screwing this up, and we have people all over the place saying, oh, yeah, that she's doing a great job. Bull crap. Ramblin' man, out.